Welcome to the Empowering Story Podcast. This is a space where healing is allowed to take its own shape. Nothing here is rushed. Nothing is measured. We listen to what's already present and to what might be ready to move in its own time.
You know you are safe, grounded in the room, but when someone's tone of voice shifts slightly, your breath hitches and your posture stiffens. Logical awareness rarely stops a physical reaction, even when you know there is no danger. Your heart races and your muscles tense as if you are actively fighting for your life. Being told this is all in your head ignores the physical evidence of the response. It creates a disconnect where the undeniable tightening in your chest feels like a personal failure rather than a biological reality. To understand why this response persists, we need to look at how the brain generates reality itself. Specifically, we can look at the physics of how we see the color red. The way the visual system constructs color provides a mechanism for understanding how the body organizes and maintains its own internal version of experience. In 1666, Isaac Newton used this prism to reveal that white light is a mixture of components. The prism didn't create the colors, it revealed what was already hidden inside the light. James Clerk Maxwell later demonstrated that light is actually an electromagnetic wave out of a vast spectrum of radiation from radio waves to X-rays. Human eyes only detect a remarkably thin sliver when light waves bounce off an apple and enter your eye. Cone cells reduce that complex information into three basic signals. Your brain receives those numbers and generates the experience of red. The color is not a property of the apple or the light wave. It is a real-time biological construction. Humans created this color wheel to close a linear spectrum into a loop. It shows how we force organization onto the physical world to make sense of what we see. Color is a functional organization of data. It evolved because it helped our early ancestors identify ripe fruit or detect a predator against the grass, prioritizing survival over an objective readout of physics. This process of taking raw inputs and organizing them into a lived reality allows us to map the architecture of human experience into three distinct layers. Layer 1 is the event, the raw data of what happened. Layer 2 is the encoding, the nervous system, filtering the threat for survival. Layer 3 is the lived experience, the panic you feel today generated by the brain in the present. Seeing trauma as a biological output validates the reality of the physical pain while creating a distinction between the event and the present-day response. The body reacts to a past threat. When a current cue matches a stored pattern, the amygdala, the brain's threat detector, operates without timestamps and often bypasses logical processing entirely. This creates a time collapse because the amygdala fails to distinguish. Then from now, it reinstantiates a past memory as a current happening now event. Just as the visual system fills in gaps to create color, the nervous system automatically generates a state of threat to ensure you survive what it perceives as an immediate crisis. Trauma triggers function as biological regenerations rather than simple memories. They force the past into the present tense. You cannot command your eyes to stop seeing color, and you cannot simply think your way out of a physiological free state. Changing the experience requires working at the generation layer, the biological level, where the brain is actively building your reality. Dynamic orientation uses voice regulation and spatial awareness to feed new safe data to the hippocampus. This occurs while the system is still in an activated state. Holding a dual awareness of the present safety and the physical activation begins to break the time collapse. It allows the nervous system to register that the current environment is different from the past. The objective is to teach the nervous system to process the past without regenerating it as a present-tense emergency. Your nervous system is currently running a survival strategy that was highly successful under previous conditions. This regulated exhale is part of updating that strategy. You do not need to become a different person or erase your history to move forward. The experience you feel is real, and the way your system organizes that experience is capable of change. Healing is the process of allowing that system to reorganize.
Thank you for listening to the Empowering Story Podcast. This space will be here when you return.
I am Sean Dorff, and I want to thank you for being here. It's an honor to share this space with you. Until next time.